Cunning College for Brute Beasts, Day 28. Dear Mum and Dad, Uncle has still got a bad head and tail ache. He says he is dying and will not get out of bed. I gave him the bonnet I took from Mr. Twister at Bordlands Market. I said, "Here, this will keep your head warm." He put it on, then he told me to depart swiftly, so I went exploring in the forest. I have been thinking about the tents that the Cub Scouts had. The strings and the pegs were in just right. You could never blow them down. Even I could see that, and I'm just a learner. Are you quite sure you want me to be like Uncle? Sometimes I wonder what is so brilliant about him. Anyway, soon I came to a new track. It leads to an empty place in the forest made by the woodcutter, cutting down the trees there. Guess what? There was a girl with a red hood all by herself with a picnic basket. I thought, oh good, more chicken. I'm starving. But just then her granny came along, and guess what? All of a sudden, a cunning trick jumped into my head. In my mind, I saw Uncle wearing the bonnet I got from Mr. Twister. I went back to Cunning College running, and I said, "Listen, Uncle, I know how you can catch a nice, tasty little girl with a red hood. Why not dress her up as her granny?" Uncle said I'm the stupidest pupil he has ever had. He said, "No way will I ever get my bad badge now. I am all upset." Sniff, sniff from Little. Cunning College for Brute Beasts, Day 29. Dear Mum and Dad, Uncle jumped out of bed, his earliest yet. He said he had thought of a brilliant way to trap the little red hood girlie. Wear a bonnet and pretend to be her granny. I said, "Uncle, I told you that. That was my idea." He said, "So what?" He said if I was a really clever, cunning bad wolf, I would keep my good ideas to myself and not blab them around. He said, "So write in that stupid book of Badness." I must be a slow learner. Still, I have written it down. This is it. Rule 8. Do not blab your good ideas. Ho-hum from 3 Guesses. Cunning College for Brute Beasts, Day 30. Dear Mum and Dad, today I had to help Uncle get dressed up in his bonnet and granny dress and everything. He kept looking in the mirror thinking, yes, very nice, I think it suits me. So vain. At last we got going to Grandma's house about tea time. Guess who went in and had all the fun? Yes, Uncle. He would not let me tie the old lady up or stick her in the wardrobe. He said my job was to stay outside and give a wolf whistle if any woodcutters came along. I hid for a bit till little red goody hoodie came along with a basket and tip-tapped at the door. You should have heard Uncle's granny's voice. It was rubbish. Even Smelly Breath can do better voices. I would have run a mile if I was that girl, but she is such a sad, simple dimple, she walked right in. It got so boring just doing nothing. I went off and chased a few snacks for my tea in the forest, but they jumped down their holes, boo, shame. Then I wandered off back to Cunning College. Big roast supper for Uncle tonight, I suspect, but nothing for me. Yours, Rumbly Tummy, Littly. Cunning College for Brute Beasts, Day 31. Dear M&D. Dear, oh dear, poor old Uncle. While I was off chasing snacks, the woodcutter came along and whacked him on the bonnet with the back of his axe. Also, he split him in two and took little red goody hoodie out of his tummy. So guess what? Uncle is not feeling his best today. He said it's all my fault, so I must suffer too. He made me sew him up and feed him rat soup every 2 hours. I'm not allowed to listen to music. And no telly, no fun at all. He kept on and on at me about being stupid, and said I could forget the bad badge now. No chance. I have been dashing about all over the place finding vinegar and brown paper to wrap Uncle's head in. He will not let me fetch the doctor. He says it costs too much. Also, he makes me sit by his bed and keep the flies off him. So boring. I'm a complete failure. So sorry. Your hopeless cub, Little. Day 32. Dear Mum, dear Dumb and Mad, I do not know how to tell you. Something terrible has happened. I have been expelled from Cunning College. Uncle is not fair. I nursed him and ran around for him. I even fanned him with a cabbage leaf to save using the electric fan. But all of a sudden he made me write a letter to Mr. Twister at Borland's Market, like this. My dear long-lost chum, how foolish I was to fall out with you and send you away. Rush to my aid and I will reward you handsomely. I am at death's door. All my nephew's fault. When I am better, perhaps we can move near a farm and worry sheep together. Hurry, I am alone, your melancholy partner, B.B. Wolfe. When I finished writing, Uncle said, "Grr, now you can blinking, blunking well buzz off. I'm too poor to keep you." I said, "But Uncle, I have only got one more rule of badges to learn. What about my bad badge?" He said, "Tough luck, get out. You are much too expensive for me." Then I made a big mistake. I said, "Ooh, what a big miser. I bet you're really rich." He went crackers. He jumped out of bed. He yelled, "That is a flipping, flopping, big, whopping lie. Who told you I've got bags of gold stuffed up there?" He didn't finish what he said. He didn't say what was stuffed up where. He just threw cups and saucers at me and screamed, "Get out!" Now I'm all by my own in fretting forest. Yours, chuck-outedly, L. Wolfe.